What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I keep forgetting about how much I love being actually outside here and using the studio, and I'm working on doing some upgrades and things. My life is busy with a multitude of things. I am a die-hard Dallas Cowboys fan, YouTuber, blogger, whatever you want to call it. I also do woodworking and custom pieces, and of course my day job where I'm working on a 202-year-old house, trying to restore it. So I have to try and make the best of all of those things at the same time and try and figure out how I can incorporate all of them. And this is one of those things that I forgot how much I loved and have not used to the fullest extent, is this outdoor studio. And right now, the weather, we've had rain today, but it's cooled off. It is crisp out here. It almost feels like fall. It feels almost like football weather. And we are, believe it or not, right now, only 76 days, 23 hours, and like 56 minutes away from kickoff of the 29 season. And this right now, the time between now and training camp, is speculation, theory time. Say whatever the hell you want to, because it just doesn't matter, because all of it will be forgotten by the time the season gets here. Listening to my buddy Philly 500, who literally has said that he believes that this is the best offseason that they have ever had with the Philadelphia Eagles. That will probably be forgotten once the season gets here. And if the season itself is not as good as advertised, we will revert back to the dream team. You know how it is. And sometimes the funny thing about the NFL is there is what you believe, and then there's reality. Nobody believed that the Cincinnati Bengals were going to go to the Super Bowl. Let's be real here. Nobody thought that the Cincinnati Bengals would be in the Super Bowl. Now, of course, it's revisionist history where everybody thinks that, oh my goodness, the Cincinnati Bengals, they have arrived, and they're going to probably just run away with their division. But what reality seems to be is that runner-up for the Super Bowl, they go downhill the next year. They just do. We can look at the numbers, and people will think that Tampa Bay, of course, will be a great team this year. But the numbers will say that after the Super Bowl, with the exception of New England, teams start to go downhill. And you can see that they took a little step back last year, and maybe they take a bigger one with possibility of losing Gronk if Gronk is truly retired, if he's truly retired, or just saying, I don't want to do training camp, as well as losing their head coach, as well as losing, Ndamukong Suh, not re-signing guys like that they may be actually coming back down to earth more so than everybody believes, just because Tom Brady's there, that they're going to be great. And, of course, the Rams, they've signed a lot more players and stuff and kept the team, for the most part, together, with the exception of Odell Beckham, who's probably not going to be ready until November to get on the field, as well as Von Miller. Could they finally have the Super Bowl hangover? You just don't know. Now, for me, here's what I believe. I look at the numbers and where we were with the offense. We had the number one rated offense, and you could say most of that groundwork was laid in the first half of the season. They weren't as good the second half, that they were injured. But where the Cowboys have space to really improve is the defense, specifically the run defense. And I believe that the Dallas Cowboys defense is going to, for once, help to lead this team. I know I sound crazy. But I believe that the Dallas Cowboys are actually going to have one of the best pass rushing defenses in the NFL. I think speed is going to be unbelievable. Micah Parsons, you got to understand that Micah Parsons, we were still developing him and what we were going to do with him and how we were going to use him last year as a rookie. I'm not sure that the Cowboys had planned on Micah Parsons being the guy. But now you know what you've got with him. You've got a Van Der Esch who seems to be back closer to where he was as a rookie. You've got veterans like Carlos Watkins, who was kind of an unsung hero last year. You have the Canadian bulldozer, Neville Gallimore, who unfortunately his season was started late because of the hyperextended elbow. The fact that the Dallas Cowboys actually have more depth on the defensive line with speed is amazing. Now, people will focus, of course, on Randy Gregory. And Randy Gregory was a really good player, and he had a good season last year. But with Randy Gregory, there was always the baggage of would he be suspended? And Randy Gregory would always have a few dumb penalties, a late hit on the quarterback or hitting too low or tackling an offensive lineman. Penalties are the biggest area that the Dallas Cowboys can make up ground if they can stop being the NFL leading penalty getter. And I know some of that is the bias of the officials, that we're going to forever have those guys bugging the crap out of us and probably not giving us any calls our way. In fact, they'll probably end up calling a few that are questionable that most games they would just basically turn a blind eye to. That's just the way it is when you're the Dallas Cowboys. But I honestly believe that the difference for the Cowboys will end up being one Sam Williams, a guy who had 31 tackles, 12 and a half sacks last year. His speed, 4.46. That's as fast as some wide receivers. And the way he can get the edge, the way he pursues, you put out there with Micah Parsons, who offensive coordinators are probably trying to figure out, where is Micah Parsons going to be? Micah Parsons can be that linebacker who can blitz. He can be an edge rusher. And FYI, he was rated as the number 1 edge rusher last year. 13 sacks as a part-time edge rusher. We keep talking about, losing Randy Gregory, who had 6. Micah Parsons doubled it in a part-time role. You can have him as a hybrid, and you can turn this mother humper loose on the edge. And I'm betting by the end of the year that Sam Williams will be a starter. And you're going to start looking at Micah Parsons and Sam Williams as twins. Seriously. He can play outside rusher. He can play outside linebacker. When you have that kind of speed, that kind of strength, and that kind of ability, boy, you got something there. And this is where the Cowboys are going to be scary. Yeah, everybody talks about the offense has taken a step back. I know that they've said the offense, we come back down there. But you know what? If we drop down to second or third on offense, but we turn into a top 5 defense that still gets the football, that puts the fear of God into quarterbacks, and that you can literally say to your defense,
Annie, I need that ball. Get me the ball. You need the ball. Get me the ball.
Get me the ball.
Are you going to get me the ball? Get me the ball.
Get me the ball.
I hope he doesn't kill somebody. I'm back! Get the ball! Motion! The ball!
Look at Sam. Look at that.
Now that is all Madden team.
I'm the man! You got me the ball! I got you the ball! You got the ball! You got me the ball! You got me the ball!
Yeah, I love it.
Go sit down now, Danny.
You put Sam Williams, Micah Parsons, you get a Carlos Watkins, you get a Neville Gallimore, you get an Osa and Digazua, even Van Der Esch, who looks like he is in great shape right now and past his injuries. My God, guys, can you just imagine the pressure that they're going to be able to put on teams with that speed? Because understand, speed kills. And see, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all of my chips, all of them, and I'm going all in on the Dallas Cowboys front 7. I think about Tom Brady losing Super Bowls. The thing you can look at when Tom Brady has lost Super Bowls is the pressure that teams from the NFC East have been able to put on him. He does not like to have pressure in front of him. And that's what the Giants and the Eagles both did in those 3 Super Bowls. They put pressure up the middle. And see, when you can put pressure up the middle and have speed rushers on the outside, you are getting to the quarterback. The quarterback gets suffocated. They get uncomfortable. They start making mistakes. They can't get the ball. And I believe that the Dallas Cowboys will be smothering quarterbacks. Sam Williams, I'm betting he's a starter before the end of the year. And I'm hoping that I am 100% right. And I'm going to say that I don't think that the Dallas Cowboys defense is getting enough love for what they have done. They are going to be some bad mamma jammas. And I just can't wait for the season to get here. 76 days and counting, folks. 76 days and counting. And I'm going to keep on working on the outdoor studio here, making a few changes. I actually have my camera switching software up here so that way I can actually switch the cameras and, come to you this way. I should have a fire going in the fire pit, but I've got to go upstairs and get the propane tank and change that. But, we can easily go right on over to here and check that out. And, of course, we can do it live in any multitude of fashion because all I got to do is push a button here. And we can do it live.
For us today, and we will leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks. 5, 4, 3. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting.